How did billionaires become so selfish? I play the lottery. One thing I dream about if I was to win would be giving away some of the wealth. Nice gifts for friends. Buying houses for random people worse off than me. That kind of thing. So how did the wealthy millionaires and billionaires become so detached from reality that they've given up on doing things like this? I always remember a story about George Michael watching an episode of Deal or No Deal, and the woman said she wanted to win money for IVF. George Michael got in contact with the show's producers after the show had aired and paid for the woman's IVF. More people needed to be like George Michael. You don't become a billionaire without being selfish. In my opinion, part of it has to do with them being afraid of losing their money. That's why people hoard more money than they'll ever be able to spend in several lifetimes. You have to be selfish to become a billionaire. You cannot be both a billionaire and an ethical operator. Those are two mutually exclusive properties. Only selfish people become billionaires. They became billionaires because they are ruthless psychopaths. They do it as a way to keep score of their success against each other. We could solve the problem by awarding points after $1 billion so they can continue comparing dicks without robbing the rest of us. Many grew up in an environment of privilege. When you grow up never knowing hunger, want, or emptiness, you are devoid of what it means to be human. At this point, the only thing you know is how to be inhumane. Writer Ayn Rand is hugely influential on modern conservative thinking. She promoted selfishness as a virtue. https www.theguardian.com/books/2017/April/10/New Agen Rand conquered Trump White House Silicon Valley. It's about looking at the world the way the world looks at you. Billionaires' peers all have a lot of money, so giving them handouts is seen as wasteful. Some More News did a great hour-long video on how wealth distorts your frame of reference so much that you stop seeing people as people. A sideline to heap praise on George Michael. As he was about to leave Wham! To go solo, he had already written Careless Whisper, but he gave Andrew Ridgeley a songwriting credit on it so he would get royalties on it in perpetuity. George Michael was an artist, musician, who became wealthy. He earned his money. The wealthy, as a class of people, don't do that. Earn anything. They inherit and can literally never put in any effort their whole lives, and still die wealthy, because capitalism is all about capital. Once you have enough, it can sustain itself. You have to put in effort to ruin it. Musk cough. They got rich because they are selfish and morally bankrupt. Nobody makes millions ethically, and the lottery is poor tax. Another way to get our hopes up and take our money. You'd be better off just holding on to that money. They made the odds of winning it harder when they added extra numbers. That's why there's constant record jackpots. 'Cause it's harder to hit. I remember reading an article once about how a large percentage of CEOs have sociopathic tendencies. They don't see other people as human beings with their own lives. Therefore, it doesn't hurt them to think of other people as cattle that are there for their own benefit. They always were. Our society rewards it and permits it. Unless and until that part changes, they have every incentive to continue pursuing more. What reason do you have to help others when it's something you never valued to begin with? More people needed to be like George Michael. No, we just need less billionaires. Because they paid fair wages to their employees and do not charge absurd money to important stuff like housing and heel tea. so everyone can pay for their own IVF. Billionaires are not benevolent benefactors. Their philanthropy is just another tax haven for them. The system that allows for such grotesque inequality is a system that is not built to work for majority of people. Under our system there must be poverty in order for it to work, a bet for the declining number of people it does work for. Every billionaire and most millionaires represent a policy failure. It is literally impossible to become either. More so billionaires, without being a terrible human being that benefits from exploitation of the working class. Period. Society allowed it. I don't think they became anything. I think you have to be born with a certain degree of sociopathic narcissistic greed to be willing to do what it takes to get that obscenely rich. You don't get all the money by doing good things. The exceptions are just that.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.